And we're starting.
Bonjour, Ajamino. Here we go again. What I'm going to be talking about is Andawenjige win, Utapinige win, Pimatiziwin. Andawenjige win is hunting, Utapinige win is gathering, Pimatiziwin is society. So it'll be the hunting and gathering society, where before European contact, the Annishinabbe, this is how we lived. And one of the things that happened to us when the Europeans came was that, and we went to, we were put in reservations, and then we went to residential schools. And just to let you know that my generation, we are the last of the hunting and gathering society where we can speak the language fluently still. But most of our families do not speak the language anymore because of the disruption of the family unit, and also the hunting and gathering society was taken away because of various Indian Affairs programs, and especially the residential school system that decimated the language, the use of the language, the way the language is supposed to be taught. Now, let me explain that. Before European contact, here on Mishkutesins Minis, that means Turtle Island, the Annishinabbe, which is the people, lived a hunting and gathering society. Our ancestors lived off the land by hunting for food and medicine. The animals, fish, and plants gave us natural resources to live. And here are a few words in Ojibwe. Owiashi shug is animals, and it actually means the other living beings. And I'll give you a few examples of them. One of them is the moose, which is moose. The other one is atik, which is the caribou. And then you have the wawashke she, which is the deer, the being with flashes of white. The other ones that we are very thankful for in order for our survival was the kigon sug. Kigon sug is the fish. And here's a few examples. A tikameg, which is the whitefish. And a tikameg, the meaning of that, you see the word atik in there, and it means, tikameg is the caribou of the sea, because they hunt together in packs. And the next one is kinonge, which means pike, and which means the long fish. Kinna comes from the word kinna, which means long, okay? And the pike is very long, so that's why it's kinonge. And if you take a look at Wisconsin, one of the cities that they have there is called Kinonge, and that's where that name comes from. The next one is Ogans. That means pickerel. Now, the word from Oka, down south along the St. Lawrence Seaway, there is a place called Oka. Mohawk, the Mohawks have that territory now. But a long time ago, it would have been the short form or the slang of Ogas would be Oga, okay, and then of course, changed it to Oka. The next one is Name. Name is the sturgeon. And the interesting part about sturgeons was that these were actually prehistoric fish that were here during the time of the dinosaurs. And because their backs are, they're like armor plated, and they have these sharp spikes running along the backs and also the sides, and for their protection. And they're really, really hard. And then at the bottom of them, of the Name, is pure white. They have these white underbellies. So those are the fish Gigonzek. And then the other ones that we gathered was what we call Batakichiganug. Batakichiganug. Batakichiganug are the plants. And it means that the ones that are placed in the ground. And a couple examples I'll use is Mitigog. And Mitigog are trees. One of them is Azati. The Azati Gog is the plural form for poplar trees. Azati, which is the poplar tree. Next one is Weegos. Weegos is the birch tree. And then the other one is the Shingub, which is the evergreen. And another one would be Kishkatig. And Kishkatig is the cedar tree. And Kishkatig means wood that you're able to split. So, and that's what we use the cedar tree for making the birch bark canoes, as we split them to make the ribs. Now, the other one is, I'll say Mushkaki. And mushkaki are the plants that give us the medicine. So mushkaki is medicine. There are numerous plants used for the medicines. Now, just to go back with Oyashisha, Kigonsek, and Patakchiganug, the animals, the fish, and the plants. In our belief system is that they gave us food and shelter, and also the medicines for us to survive as a hunting and gathering society. One of the things was that especially the people like in my generation, the people that lived, that were born up north, let's say in Northern Ontario, I'll just give you an example of some of the communities up north. Before we went to residential school, the only thing that we heard and learned was the Annishinabbe language, which is Ojibwe, the Ojibwe in Mawin, the Ojibwe language. Now, we were about 7 years old when we went to residential school, and we were gone for 10 months, and we only came home for July and August. But before that, we stayed home and we learned the language. So these are the communities like Ogoki, Amatung, which changed its name from Fort Hope. And also, let me see if I can remember them, Nestanagag, Amikneben, Summer Beaver. What are the other communities? There are all, Big Trout Lake. There are all these other communities up north that went through the same thing that I went through and my family went through. So they still know the language up north. And so, but we're that last generation that were able to speak the language and also experienced and lived through that hunting and gathering society, that was here before European contact. In all the Anishinaabe villages here on Turtle Island, Miskatesins Minis. Now, why it's called Turtle Island is if you take a look at a map, and me, because I'm an Ojibway, we don't usually carry maps, so I can't really show you. But if you take a look at the map of what is now North America, you still see the imprint of the turtle. The Baja Peninsula in California, it would be the right leg, the back leg of the turtle. And also the Florida Panhandle that comes down, that is the tail of it. And then you have the Gaspe Peninsula, Newfoundland, around that area. That would be another foot at the back. And then if you go up to Labrador and James Bay, Hudson's Bay, that would be the, let me see, no, that would have been the right foot, yeah. And the Baja Peninsula would have been the left foot. Okay, and then all that scattered, Greenland and ice, Greenland and where the Inuit live now, everything is all scattered, but that would be the head. And then the Alaska would be the front left paw of the turtle. So that's where, in one of our legends, our stories of how the turtle, because of the flood, the turtle gave its life for the Anishinaabe to live and also for the animals. So that's where you have Turtle Island. That's where the meaning of Turtle Island comes from. Okay, I think that's it. Amigos, mi amigo Admin. Okay.